thought it was great.
I think this morning Nancy was asking me, where is Mustapha? Oh, where have you been?
I have been around.
You have been around?
Yes.
Well, interestingly, the people who say we have been around are those who like to party, move from one place to another. So when you say you have been around, what does it mean?
When you are in a league with a fraudster, you should learn to work in the night. So,
please say that again. You said when you are
in a league with a fraudster, you should learn to work in the night.
Oh, okay. So you've learned to work in the night.
Yes, and the NDC's victory, and I've always said, should be predicated on our hard work, our resolve to meritoriously win any race, any competition. We do not have to resort to malicious ways of achieving our results. Hard work, commitment, loyalty, dedication. These are strong components of the characteristics of a group of people who want to change destinies. And you can see that the NDC represents those components. In the last 2.5 years, what we have done is to have gone to the length and breadth of this country to let people understand the danger of our situation. That elections have consequences. You don't vote for a party flag. You don't vote for slogans. But you vote and take responsibility of your votes. Particularly when we have evidence to show that in the last 8 years, Ghanaians have voted and have had to pay for the consequences of do everything humanly possible to get His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to be president. He deserves it. Ghana needs him. The NDC should be proud of having him. And all of us, irrespective of our individual changes, it is clear that only at the time who can drive Ghana on a united path, a path of prosperity, a path of hope, is the NDC, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I can tell you for a fact that the work that we have done as a party will yield into our gains. We know that the MPP, as lazy, as awkward, as criminally minded, as terror as they are, the vote of Ghanaians do not matter to them anymore. But hey, we have told them that this country is ready to battle them out. And I can assure them that in 2024 December, which is just 6 days ahead of us, Ghana will not produce a fraudulent president. Ghana will not produce a president that is a product of electoral fraud. Ghana will not produce a president that is a product of manipulated outcomes. Ghana will not produce a president produced by what we call digital fraudsters or cyber fraudsters. Ghana will only produce a president who represents the will, the mandate, the votes of the people. As executive led by the national chairman and the general secretary, we would like to assure all NDC members that this election will be won in spite of the fear, the panic, the suspicion. They are very good that we would win this election at the back of the work that have been done. In the coming days, every single NDC sympathizer should identify himself at the polling station. The most important part of this election is that we should find ourselves at the polling stations. That is where the game plan is. That is where the change will take place. That is where the crime is being targeted. Identify yourself with a constituency. Identify yourself with a polling station. And let us parade our votes. If anyone wants to do what is unlawful, we empower all NDC members to defend their lives, protect the votes at the polling station. It doesn't matter what it takes to get that executed. We have our full support and the blessings of the leadership of the party and this victory from being stolen. Sana, this is the little I can say.
You said these elections will be won by the NDC. How do you intend to do that?
We have worked very hard. Look, the mere fact that our partners on this path are so enormous, many, including MPP people, donating T-shirts, helping logistically, means that the MPP have lost their own people. The NDC today is very attractive, very hopeful. Look, this is the first time in the history of this party, unlike even 2008, that any place you go, you find somebody doing NDC work. You find journalists, you find pastors, you find lawyers, you find traders, you find business people, because collectively we have come to agree that President Akufo-Addo and his government is the biggest tragedy to have befallen our nation. The biggest scam to have been permitted at will by this country against our own people. President Akufo-Addo represents the highest affliction in the lives of Ghanaians today than even the devil himself. In terms of vigilance, what we need to do,
Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. SM, do some business. We'll see if we can get him back on the line and conclude that conversation.
Okay, Ntabusia, sabit me aka eye ora Mustapha Gbande biwane na atoa nkomobono eso. Na yeguso sabit me aka no yenko for over 15 years. Tabia Company Limited. Etimi aboapa omo the top quality herbal medicine na aba ensetimi aka no. Na omo tabia herbal mesha no aba eboapa tabia herbal mesha se tridiare bi no wanya anase typhoid general body pains onsa ebitimi aka bi baby bia wo wani be kire beboapa Sansona tabia takum naba eno vitality booster o marketer boy ni anum mema umpa so agudie no aba for kra no upe bi ata pharmaceutical na se ba shop bia unsa betimi aka bi 0243686861 0243686861 ana se 0245799206 0245799206 Michelle said enroll not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers or children under 12 years of age. Tabia heba tabia takum onso esomu ebi. I will say ensa kwa humane so say ensabeti me aka Mustapha ni mfa nto ankomo wane so.
And I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
And we can also hear you clearly. You're talking about the things you have done that gives you the assurance that your party will win the elections.
Yes. So that is why today I am asking all our party sympathizers to vote and remain at the polling stations. Vote and be vigilant at the polling station. It is our own duty, and the biggest form of security, the strongest form of security, is one who emanates from a deliberate, conscious will and resolve of the people. And all of us must get involved. You cannot leave this for few executives. So where can I be simultaneously on election day? But if I have you at one polling station, you can cover the situation at that polling station. All persons who want to see the change, all persons who want to see His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as president. The ceremony is over. We must begin to head to a polling station with a collective mentality that we have to defend, we have to protect the votes that are casted in our favor. And so now let me tell you, I've heard Southern people say, places they will send cash. If you see any place where they are sharing money, please mobilize and attack those people.
Why?
Because monetization is illegal in our modern day politics.
Why not report to the police?
You have a duty to ensure that, first of all, you stop the act from happening. You have to stop the act, because if it transpires, the police will only deal with the outcomes, the consequences of that act. They have decided places they will staff ballot box. Anybody who is carrying a staff ballot box is a criminal. And that we have the right to deal with those persons in the manner that we can hand them to the police. You don't have to wait for Chama Gasedu Katia. You don't have to wait for General Fifi Kote. And you don't have to wait for Yamin to give you a command. They have decided places they know they will not win, but they will scatter the election during collation. At collation times, we must be as wounded lions, willing to do everything possible. The NDC will not start a fight, but if the MPP start any fight, they will live to regret it for the rest of their lives. They have decided at places where they will sew fake uniforms and fire service, immigration, prisons, so that those people can cause mayhem. A committed civilian is stronger than a corrupt army. A civilian who has been afflicted for 7 years, whose business have collapsed, who cannot take care of his children, is stronger than a corrupt army holding a grenade. We have to take them on. And I have told the presidency of Akufo-Addo that if they like, let them dare a wrong move. The MPP does not control the army. The government does not have the support of the army. The government does not have the support of the police service. These group of service officers have families. They have lived, have experienced a corrupt old man's regime. A man who prioritized his family over everything. The man who have supervised broad-day stealing of public resources. The man who have supervised the biggest governmental scandal in the history of our country. They don't even fear God. They have scammed God. They have robbed God. They have used God's name to steal from the people. Pensioners today cannot go to the hospital because they have a pensioner, an 83-year-old man, who have decided to punish our parents who are pensioners. Don't we have military pensioners? Have we soon forgotten of men's gold? Soldiers, police officers invested their money. MPP was behind this young man. Use the money for campaign. Collapse same, and people cannot have their money. Have we soon forgotten how President Akufo-Addo handed over the financial sector to his own cousin, Ken Oforiatta, who out of wickedness decided to collapse banks, a problem that would have been resolved with 9 million. They spent close to 25 billion. On top of that, people have lost jobs. Bank managers have become taxi drivers. People have died out of stroke as a result of job insecurity.
Radio station you can call.
Senna, have we soon forgotten how President Akufo-Addo allowed his brother Bamti to take over the oil sector? Before President Mahama left office, Takoradi was a place everybody wanted to own a land and build an apartment or a hotel. It was full of expatriates. Today, go to Takoradi. All of them have left because one man chose to prioritize his family. Have we soon forgotten all the scandals in this government, including our own ECG, being given to President Akufo-Addo and associates, who have managed ECG for 6 months and have kept the proceeds? Today, the ordinary Ghanaian is buying power at a very expensive cost because of recklessness. Can have we soon forgotten that they have taken a loan for one village, one dam, shared same, chopped it? Have we soon forgotten COVID, when Ghanaians were being hard pressed, when we were dying, when we were living in fear, they were busy stealing the money meant for COVID? Have you soon forgotten that you and I have paid some payments at airport to a company called Frontier, who have made over $87 million, and Ghana government only got about 7 or 8 million. The rest have gone to the pockets of people. Today, the company cannot be found. Senna, have we soon forgotten how they told you and I that the economy will be better? But you have had to buy $1 at 17 cities today. If we don't get these people out, our kids will not forgive us. If we don't get these people out, posterity will not forgive us. Senna, the Ghanaian will live in perpetual regret if for any reason we sit down and think that it is politics as usual and allow those people to be in power again.
Radio station you can call your own.
They are nothing but a group of scavengers who are criminally motivated, dissipate our public resources to protect their class society at the expense of the many suffering Ghanaians. And I will put my life on the line to ensure that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama become president.
See. Thank you for speaking to us. Mustapha Gbande is Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. One small business again. Nancy is joining us in studio.
Yentua so na yentua de na fe dwumadi en koso ha de a na se eye Mustapha Gbande or chochofo peni abedi akire ana se chochofo abedi akire de ma eye Ndc amanyuku no na yene no edwetwen eye enkomo no mpacho Aquataps food safe wo ho eno nuabane atosede ne de ho